our valiant black brother. Tell me, Sir Westford, from the impressive way you fight, it would seem you are no stranger to war.
I would rather not talk of such matters.
Shame. I would like to learn more about you.
I don't like those with two faces. But as you fought by my side, I'll make an exception.
You have nothing to fear from us, sir. We are allies.
Allies? That remains to be seen. I know nothing of your lord, nor of your motives.
Your distrust saddens me. Let us prove to you that we are worthy of your trust. Once we've healed your friend, I believe you'll no longer doubt us.
We'll see.
There you are, Sir Westford. Tell me, I've been wondering. Endrew told us you were a man of the Night's Watch. If you are indeed a sworn brother, how is it we find you in the middle of the Riverlands in the company of a young woman?
I am a recruiter for the Night's Watch, and it is my mission to protect this young woman. Here is the official document that proves it.
I see. I've already heard talk of you, Sir Westford. You distinguished yourself in battle many times during Robert's rebellion. In fact, I saw for myself a little while ago. I don't really know your story, but I don't believe the Wall is a place for a warrior such as yourself.
In truth, I prefer the shadow of the Wall to the intrigues of the South.
Wise words. Games of power do not interest me either. I'm content simply to serve my lord with honor. And your friend, how is she?
She is feeling better. Why does it interest you?
My lord told me to take particular care of her.
I see. And why would that be?
Sorry, but I don't know. You will be able to ask my lord questions at your leisure, as soon as you see him.
Believe me, I intend to.
Good. I still have to organize the watch for the end of this stop. You should try to get some rest too.
Is there anything else, sir?
I would like to know more of Valar. How did he rise so high? Why does he command so many men? Tell me everything you know.
I am unaware of all the details. I have rarely succeeded in getting close to him. All I can tell you is that he has won himself a fearsome reputation, and that this brought him to the attention of the Queen. After receiving news of Yon not long ago, he decided to travel north himself. I was able to speak with some of his men as we traveled, and I heard various rumors about him. They seemed to fear him. Some even claim that there is something unnatural about his success.
Horseshit. I know how fearful soldiers can get about their superiors. It's nothing but idle gossip.
I can only hope that you are right.
I knew Valar during Robert's rebellion. He was a devious bully who would step on others just to get noticed. I can well imagine that he's still the same, even now.
I don't know, sir. I can only advise you not to underestimate him. Now, if you don't mind, I will try and rest a little.
How do you feel now?
I'm better.
Are you sure you're hiding nothing from me?
No, don't worry. It's just that when the soldiers started breaking down the doors, I feared for my child's life. I was stuck there and the pain was worsening. I thought it had something to do with the baby. I tried to remain calm. But when everything started to calm down, I had to come to you as quickly as I could. But now that things are quiet, I am a little better. I assure you.
Glad to hear it.
Mors, there are some things about me you should know, but I don't know where to begin.
So, let me ask you then.
Very well.
Jane, with that silver head of hair, you are a Targaryen, are you not?
Yes. My father was Aerys II, the Mad.
You're the former king's daughter. That explains a lot. It may also make our lives harder in the future.
I'm used to that. I have always led a difficult life, Mors.
I can well imagine. I remember the day I left for the Wall. Robert Baratheon launched a great purge on all those with the blood of the dragon.
Despite everything, I have never blamed Robert. The Targaryens and Aerys the Mad were particularly vile and cruel people. When my mother served at the court, that madman raped and maimed her. So yes, I spent all of my childhood running and hiding with my mother. At the start of it all, I thought we were playing a game. That is, until my mother revealed the truth of my origins to me. Since then, I've wanted nothing to do with these people. My child will not have that bloodline's cursed head of hair, but with a mother as my witness, the raven black hair of his father instead.
Raven Black? Are you saying that King Robert is the father of your child?
I'm quite sure of it, yes. This has to be why Jon Arryn offered me his help and protection. It's also the reason I traveled north. I was supposed to be safe there.
And the king? Does he know you are with child?
I very much doubt it. He doesn't seem at all interested in such matters.
You should have told me of all this before we left.
I'm sorry, Mors. If I had known who you truly were, I would have confessed this a long time ago.
Well, I understand better now why you wished to conceal your identity when we found you.
Yes, it has become a habit of mine whilst traveling. I have to wear a hood to hide my hair, as it attracts too much attention.
You should know that I also have a few secrets that could make me an outcast.
Are you speaking of the fact that you disobeyed your liege lord?
No. At the wall, we leave our past behind. Only the Lord Commander has heard of mine. It's just that there is an animal side to me, which makes people distrust me. And yet they know so little of it.
It is true that some common courtesy would befit you.
I won't argue that.
What more can I do for you, sir?
I would like to ask you something.
What about?
How does a young man like yourself become captain of the Lord's Guard?
I may look young, but don't be deceived, sir. I know how to keep a cool head when the enemy charges.
Ah, you've been to war, eh? Which one?
When the Greyjoys claimed their independence and burned the Lannister fleet, I was among those who drove them back. And let me tell you, a battle at sea cannot be compared to a battle on land. I've seen more men drown than be killed by enemy swords. I myself ended up having to fight without armor, and if I hadn't, I'd be dead by now.
I understand. It's a brave man who dares remove his armor.
That is exactly what Lord Halton said when he took me into his service and knighted me. Since then, I have risen to the rank of Captain of the Guard. I hope always to live up to his expectations.
I hope so too, Knight.
Mors, we have not yet spoken of what we found behind the house.
I cannot understand what happened. They were supposed to be safe. Few people know this place exists. It should never have happened.
Mors, I am truly sorry.
It is strange. Someone went to the trouble of burying them. And from the weather-worn state of the tombstones, I'd say it happened some time ago.
What should we do?
I will find those who did this, and they will pay for what they've done. I swear it.
I understand.
You seem anxious again.
I am. Everyone here seems to have their eyes fixed on me. I do not know what to make of it.
If they were enemies of ours, they would already have killed us. Without their help, I don't believe we would have escaped Valar's soldiers.
Yet I don't trust them.
Nor me.
I fear for the baby. I don't know what might happen if I don't see a Maester soon.
You will be able to see their Maester. But let's keep our visit as short as possible, and I'll think of where to go next. I'll you rest some more.
Thank you, Mors. Thank you for everything.
Go and get a little rest. The end of this journey will be rough.
You're right. You should rest too, if you can.
Here we are at Castlewood, the stronghold of House Harlton. This fortress was built on Blackwater Rush, making the river a natural part of the wall's defences. Lord Harlton should be waiting for us inside, in the Great Hall. Be brave. Our maester will ease your mind, I'm sure.
Welcome to Castlewood Hall. If something should take your fancy, please speak to my apprentice, Joshua. Greetings. You must be the black brother of whom Endrew spoke. It's rare to meet one of your folk in these parts. 'Tis a pity, though. One of my nephews had to take the black recently. He was a good lad. Never heard anything of him since. I hope you treat him well.
Perhaps I know him. What do they call him?
I don't know if you know of him. He left not that long ago. Poddy is his name, poor boy. What a sorry business, just for petty theft.
Poddy? Your nephew betrayed us in the worst possible way. He died a traitor.
Dead! And a traitor to boot! Seven hells, how terrible! How can I face my sister now? But wait, aren't traitors killed by their own at the wall?
Indeed. I executed him personally. I'm sorry for your family. It is for this reason that it's better to cut all ties. Such is life at the wall, blacksmith.
No. No, you and your cursed wall. You killed my nephew. Fly back home, Crow. I never want to see you again.
At last, my guests of honor. I am Arwood Harlton, Lord of Castlewood. You are most welcome here.
Lord Harlton, thank you for the precious help you have given us.
Do not mention it, my lady. My men have told me of your condition. I inform my Meister of your arrival. He is ready to see you immediately.
Very well.
Let us go and see the Meister.
Mors, don't worry about me. I can manage it alone from here.
We shall go together. I would like to see this Meister too.
Good. Very well.
You will find the Meister in a room nearby. Go left as you leave here. Marianne, you shall accompany our guest. After that, you will go and ensure that our other guest has everything he needs.
Yes, Uncle.
You are the young woman whom Lord Harlton told me of? Come in and make yourself at ease.
There, Mors. Thank you for accompanying me. But we really must be left alone for now.
So be it. Take care of her, Meister.
Do not worry yourself. After you, my lady.
Oh, There you are. I hope you feel reassured. You care considerably for this young girl.
It's true, but I have good reasons that I'd prefer to keep to myself.
I see. I was led to believe you were in the Night's Watch.
That's right.
It is a rare sight to see a Black Brother so far from the Wall.
The Lord Commander made me a recruiter. As such, I go where I see fit.
Yes, I heard of your appointment. I know of you, Sir Westford.
Oh, really?
Please, do not take offense. I can assure you that you have nothing to fear from me, sir. Your name is well known to me. Of all the brave knights of Robert's Rebellion who live on in memory, you are undoubtedly one of my favorites. One of 2 heroes of the Battle of Stag's Mount. At the time, some said that on a battlefield, you were worth 10 men.
Time often twists the truth. A stream becomes a flooded river. A cottage becomes a castle.
It's true. But tales of you are not that far from the truth, according to my men.
I don't see where you are going with this.
Well, please excuse this crude question. But how could someone of your stature end up at the Wall?
During the sack of King's Landing, I received a direct order from my liege lord, asking me to murder a woman and her children. I did what I thought just, and in doing so, disobeyed him. But alas, it wasn't enough to save them.
Ah, I understand now. Allow me to tell you what I think of this tragic event. I hope you will take my curiosity as a mark of respect.
I will be the judge of that.
Very well. If I remember rightly, House Westford were bannermen to the Lannisters. Your liege lord must be none other than the ruthless Tywin Lannister. Reliable sources tell me that you were sent to the Wall a little before Robert Baratheon became king, for reasons that escaped me at the time. But I think I understand now. I'll wager that Tywin entrusted you with the most disgraceful of missions that day. That of murdering Alia Martell, Prince Rhaegar Targaryen's wife and her children. Perhaps you refused through loyalty to your old king, Aerys Targaryen. Tell me.
No, I was not fond of the Mad King. But even so, I could never murder a woman and her children, whatever my oath.
I was not far from the truth. Anyway, I was right about one thing. You are a worthy man, Sir Westford. If you accept, we'll discuss this further over the dinner I have prepared in honor of your arrival. Please, find your lady friend and join us for dinner.
I'm happy you're here, Mors.
What happened?
The Maester confirmed that nothing serious will happen as long as I take some rest.
Good. This Lord Harton, he seems friendly enough, but he appears to know a lot about us. Too much for my liking. Do you think you will be able to leave this place anytime soon?
I think it better that I stay here a little while longer. You must excuse me, Mors. I know you are worried, but I'm in no condition to travel right now. Not in this state.
It's not a problem. Let's try to make the most of it and get your strength back. Well, we are expected at dinner. Do you feel you can make it?
Yes.
I still have things to do. I'll come and find you.
Very well. I'll wait here for you. Are you ready to eat?
Yes. Let us go and see this Lord Halton.
I am counting on you to help your friend get some rest. It is best not to take any needless risks. I have seen enough young women lose a child to know that we can be sure of nothing until the child is born.
I understand. I will take care.
Thank you for your care, Maester Martin.
Well, young lady, how did this happen? Are you any better?
Yes, Maester Martin made me drink a brew and the pains have disappeared. I must thank you. He told me that if I should rest and avoid any unnecessary effort, then everything should be well.
Magnificent. I'm so relieved. You may stay here as long as you please and relax at your leisure.
I thank you.
Oh, do not mention it. It is a real honor to receive you at Castlewood. Please, I beg of you, come sit with me at my table. Well now, you must be famished after all these misfortunes. Please, serve yourself.
Thank you for this dinner, Lord Halton.
Jane, my dear, there is something I must tell you. A very long time ago, I had the great honor of meeting with your father.
What? You know my father?
Your magnificent silver hair does not allow you to hide your origins, my lady. It compels us to admire that you are a direct and noble descendant of Valeria.
Tell me, could anything be more esteemed than massacring, raping, and burning people? Well, that's exactly what my father did to my mother as well as so many others.
Listen, Can we save this conversation for later?
Mors, is everything all right?
Yes. I just need to rest.
It is true that King Aerys had his demons. And it pains me to hear your tale, my lady. But, although I understand your resentment, the Targaryen dynasty reigned for 300 years. 300 years of peace and prosperity.
There were some conflicts around that time, no? If I remember rightly.
Events that were but a faint blemish in the golden age of House Targaryen. Jane, your father was unfortunately one of the last of the bloodline. Due to Robert's rebellion, it has all but disappeared. And what are we left with? A realm and people on its knees. Westeros does not deserve such a fate. The legitimate kings need to take back their throne.
And you think Jane is the heir you need?
You are aware that I am just one of Aerys's bastards, aren't you? I go by the name of Greystone, not Targaryen.
Do not worry yourself with such small matters, my dear. Your family is still revered by the people, and they would welcome back the return of the dragon with open arms. For common folk, the color of your hair is all it takes. All they really need is a symbol.
A symbol? Of a mad and massacred bloodline? A tribute to the Game of Thrones? I've been trying to lead a peaceful life for such a long time. And now you ask me to run headlong into a nest of snakes?
It is our duty to reinstate the natural order, Lady Jane, and to rid the throne of the usurper.
We are not here to discuss politics, Lord Halton.
Take your fate into your own hands, Jane. If you join us, you'll live the life you've always dreamed of.
My child is not even born, and he is already a victim of your political games. You think that's the life I dream of?
You misunderstand. He will always be safe by our sides. We will give him the Iron Throne.
I would have nothing to do with the damned throne. I just want to forget all this and live my life in peace, far from politics of the realm.
And what of him? With or without our protection, your child will still be an heir to the throne. You realize that? His enemies will involve him in all this sooner or later. Is that what you wish for his future?
Have I not made it clear? I do not care one bit for matters of the crown, and I shall never enter into any of your schemes.
I see. So there is no way to make you see reason. Believe me, that upsets me. I have just one more question for you. Do you remember that hunt, where you met the usurper? Do you believe that was coincidence?
What are you suggesting?
The arrangement of that fell to us. The king was responding to an invitation from a friend. Not that long before, I had discovered your esteemed ancestry and realized that it was my duty to help you gain the throne. I made the necessary arrangements so you could quietly have your love affair with the usurper. It's thanks to this that your child has both the blood of the dragon and the stag.
Robert would never allow himself to be manipulated. He conquered the 7 kingdoms.
Unless he had enough to drink, that is. Which has a certain irony, when you think about it, since it is quite similar to what happened this evening with your friend.
I will distract them. Jane, run!
Guards, seize her!
That's good, Guts. I think he's ready now. Let me question him. Right, listen well. If you tell us what we want to know, we won't hurt you. However, if you anger me in any way, Guts will fetch his favorite tools. The last time he worked someone over, the poor lad was left a cripple and could drink through several holes. Well, for about 2 months he could. Until we killed him. And believe me, you don't want that happening to you. We'll start with an easy one. Who are you?
A brown bear in chainmail, half-wit.
You think you're funny? You'll regret that. Go ahead, Guts. Give him a beating. Good. Now let's try to talk like civilized blokes, shall we? Who's the girl you're with?
Which one? The one I fucked yesterday? That was your mother.
I'd say he hasn't yet learned his lesson. Feel free to give him your all this time. I can see he hasn't had enough.
My pleasure.
All right, have you calmed down? If you continue like that, you won't last long here. Now, I suggest you have a long, hard think before answering this next question. What is your true mission?
To cut new holes for people like you to shit out of. That's my mission. Well, I succeeded quite well at dinner, didn't I? I didn't get any complaints from those I took care of anyway.
Oh, so you want to be tough? Very well, you've asked for it. Just remember this. You deserve every single second of what's coming to you. Guts here is quite the master at sculpting flesh. You'll see, you'll make a real work of art from you. Go on, Guts. Show us your talents. Now then, you're much prettier like that. Now you're going to tell me that it wasn't all that bad.